Well, good afternoon, folks. Welcome to episode 2. I'm building for fun or building for competition. I started my first episode with my humble beginnings of a child building models just for the fun of it. And I'm going to kind of move ahead here a little bit and up into the 80s when I decided to enter my first contest where I thought I could actually win something. And I built this Mazda RX-7. I think it was 1986 or 1987 I built this. It's a little dusty at the moment, but it's actually held up kind of well. I detailed as much as I could. I was very happy with the rear taillights on this one, the way I did them. Window has since cracked over the years. Didn't really do much with the underneath of it. But this was built to compete, which I thought was quite well done until I got to the contest and realized it wasn't very good compared to the models that are competing. But I was very happy with it. So we're going to move that one over. Going to move ahead about 20 years, I would say. No, more like 25 years. I hadn't built much for quite a while. Just a few things here and there for the fun of it. But when I joined Acme, Atlanta Car Model Enthusiasts, I realized that if I really wanted to build things that were higher quality, I needed to up my game a little bit. Now I can see this thing's a little dusty. It was in my case, but I see it's still a little dusty anyways. This was actually entered into a car show. I'm going to guess it was 2008 or 2009. A car show that was having a model contest. And I always liked the look of this model. And I really wanted to do it with real wood, which is a topic I'm going to get into the future. But this is the plastic body. And I did use real wood inlays. I believe it's a combination of balsa and basswood on this monogram kit. Wired the engine, as you can see, detailed it as much as I could, tried to make the hose clamps look real with copper wire, and can't see the interior too much, but let's turn it around a little bit. Added some aluminum exhaust tips on the back. I thought I did a really good job detailing it on the bottom, all the details I could. I flocked the interior, and I actually got a third place at the car show with this. So very, very, very happy with that. Hadn't even planned on it. And then another one I have here is a 77 Trans Am. It's that MPC kit. This is one that I would say I built just for the fun of it. I've never taken it to a show. This would have been something that we would have had when I was in high school. You had to add the fatter slicks to the back of it, maybe jacked up a little bit with ladder bars. And this was just built as a memory, just for fun. Didn't even do much with the engine on it. I did add plug wires. I did add, let's get the light here, battery cables and some hoses. Detailed it a little bit, but this was one just for me, just for the fun of it. Reason I'm showing all of these is that I never really thought about building for competition. I had always just built models just for the fun of it, just because I enjoyed building it. Once I joined the club and I saw what you can actually really do and meet some of the professional model builders, I decided to really step up my game and go further. And I will get into that into my next video. But whether you enjoy building just for the fun of it, for your own enjoyment, which I would say probably 2/3 of my models I build just for me, just because I want to build it, just because I like it. And I would say the other third I build, if things are going smoothly, I build to actually take to a show and and hope that I maybe win something. Before I was just building by myself, I wasn't using bare metal foil like I have on this one. You know, we have bare metal foil over here on the windows. I use bare metal foil on the emblem in front. Of course, on the back window as well, we have bare metal foil. Typical Trans Am decals. A little blackened out on the vents on the side. Normally, if I was going to be competing with this, I would probably cut that out and put mesh in there or some kind of a screen material. But I guess something we all have to think about with this hobby, do we do it for us or do we do it just for the trophies? I've been fortunate to win many plaques and trophies and ribbons. I've been very fortunate to have some of my models photographed and been put in scale auto. I'll talk about that in the future. But I guess for the people that are struggling to think about what they're going to build next, I always decide, do I want to build this for me or do I want to build this to take to the next show that I go to? So kind of a progression similar to what I started with my first video, something I built way back in the 80s. This was built in the early 2000s. This was built a couple years after that. But if I can sit down and look at it and I'm happy with it, that's all that matters to me. So I hope this helps some of you people. If it doesn't, oh well. One thing I do want to point out, though, I do think an engine bay looks a lot better, even with just a little bit of detailing in it. Even you can't see it on this one, but there is gas and fuel line in that. And actually, I even have a oil dipstick tube in there, which I forgot I put in that one. So it's just going to depend on where you want to go with the hobby. I know I might seem a little all over the place sometimes, but this is number 2. We'll see how number 3 goes. We'll have a different topic. But just think about when you're building, if you're building for yourself or if you're building for competition, and don't get frustrated if something doesn't come out perfect. You should be happy with it for yourself. Anyways, that's it for now. We'll have another one hopefully this Saturday. Talk to you then.